Today's lesson is on the Eiffel Tower, and it's a building that was built in the 1889 for the 1889 World's Fair, and it's 1,063 feet tall. It's an amazing tall structure. And I have some 5th grade kids here from Florida helping me to make the video, and then we're going to show their examples at the very end. Would you like to say hello? Hello to YouTube. And today they are, some are 10 years old, right? Some, is there any 10-year-olds? So we have a few 10-year-olds. We have mostly 11-year-olds. Is there any 12-year-olds here? We do have a few 12-year-olds. So majority are 10. We have a few 9 and 11-year-olds. So that's a good age group. But this is also a beginner Eiffel Tower. So let's begin by finding the center of our page. And we're going to go to the top center and put a very small number 1. This is going to be the lightning tower, the lightning rod at the very, 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 very top. This tiny, 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 skinny line. And we want to come down. Now, if you visualize, we're going to come down straight like the letter, capital letter A, but we're not coming down yet. And then the arch in the center. So I'm going to do in the very middle here, come down straight, up about 4 fingers, and put a tiny line. And it's straight with this line down the middle. This is just a tiny horizontal line. We're going to put this giant arch now. We're going to curve down almost to the bottom of our page and arch it on this side. This is so huge. When the first time I was at the Eiffel Tower, I couldn't believe how huge this arch area is. When you're down here, you're about this big or even smaller for a person. I think you're even smaller than that. You're almost like a tiny ant compared to this size. That's one thing I was shocked at when I saw it for the first time. It's how huge the leg parts are. And there's 4 leg parts. Underneath is a big, huge square that people just hang out. There's benches. There's all kinds of things being sold. There's even a little gift shop to the side. So we have our giant, huge arch. Above that, to the center, let's make a horizontal line here. And we're going to form a platform. On the bottom here, we're going to go to the right and to the left. This is going to be the bottom platform. Now I'm going to come up right here, and I'm going to come up on this side. And then I'm just going to connect, connect, connect. Each area, there's different viewing areas inside. We're going to come up again. This is a short, straight area and come across. There's different platforms to view. You can take elevators up these different sections. Now this, make little tiny, this is the first viewing area. So you take an elevator up here. You go up first in narrow steps. Then you take an elevator to this section. And then you can get off and look around. Find your middle, drop down. Now we're going to form the next section. So I'm going to come up, and this is going to be right toward the middle. Well, it's going to be under the middle of my page. We're going to make this kind of foreshortened. So I'm going to come up about 2 fingers, put a horizontal line. Then I'm going to drop down diagonal, drop down diagonal. This is going to come out just a hair, out just a hair. And I'm going to now drop down, drop down. Then I'm going to come up, because this is my next viewing. And this is going to be smaller. Make this smaller than these rails, because this is taller. This is the next viewing platform. And then the last platform is at the very top. So at the very top, we're going to draw a very tiny, narrow rectangle. I'm going to connect this down, too, on both sides. So at the very top, look what I've done. I took this spike tower thing. I took the spike tower thing and connected it. Now I'm going to go and swoop down carefully and slowly to meet these edges. Swoop down, go slow so you don't overshoot, bringing this way out. And it's okay, mine's a little crooked. It's okay if it looks a little crooked. Now watch what I'm going to do. There's a double line. I'm going to double line this and swoosh in this way. Double line this and swoosh in this way. Now the tower has, look, really small, look, really small close X's. Now, of course, in real life, these are huge structures, steel structures, right in here for these designs. So now we're adding the pattern. And this is made up of, look, X's. This is the pattern detail. What's really cool, years ago when I first saw the Eiffel Tower, it lit up at night. But then the next time I went, and I went just a few years ago, twice, every hour on the hour, what the tower does is it does strobe, and it blinks. These strobe lights, which is amazing, because all over Paris you can see this. And one time I was up at the top of Montmartre, which is where the artists used to all hang out. Now look, I'm going to draw a line coming underneath straight. And that's one of the most beautiful viewing points of the Eiffel Tower. And I think it was around, I want to say about 9 o'clock is when they start. This is in the summer when it starts to get dark. You can do another row of pattern here. Look, I'm putting some wider structure underneath this line. But that's when it starts to get dark, and everybody gathers at the top of Montmartre and waits. It was amazing. They wait for the lighting of the Eiffel Tower, and that's the event. And then they stand and wait. Everybody stands and just watches, because when you're on top of Montmartre, you're on top of a giant hill overlooking Paris, and the Eiffel Tower is down below you. And you can see the full tower in a distance. And then all of a sudden, it starts blinking, strobe. And it's an amazing experience. So if you're ever in Paris, make sure you go up to Montmartre and stay at night and wait for the lighting. Now connect this, because it's a really cool life moment experience. And even to go up to the top of the Eiffel Tower here, I almost think Montmartre was just as exciting to look at and wait for that as it was to be here. And when we went to the Eiffel Tower, we also went at night. Now look, put some, this you can do another row underneath here now, straight line, and then fill this with some grids too, X's, not this row. This row's X's, the grid work. And then this has a double arch line. Now there's 4 legs to the Eiffel Tower. We're only going to put 2 on. And then these are larger structures in here with more grid actually. I'll show you the pattern here. This has more straight coming across, so you could do it blocks. Look. And this almost looks like a flower structure. Or this is a radiating design. Look. Then an X. So it's an X, and then these have more metal reinforcing bars right in here. And if you want to put some greenery on the edge here, your background, some greenery, some trees, because this is tree lined in the grassy areas. And then you can even do some city buildings. The buildings are actually really small here. If you want to put a bunch of city buildings, you can. Or you can just decorate rainbow, clouds. Most of this is blue sky. Your cities, your buildings are really small and they're down here. But there's basically your Eiffel Tower. You want to write Paris, rainbow. You know, you can do it as a poster. Straighten out any lines you want to straighten out. This is a crooked line. Now what I'm going to do is take some 5th grade examples here, and I'm going to pull some examples from my 5th grade class to show you on okay. I can't have names. All right, here's some 5th grade examples right here with cities. And I hope you enjoyed the, and here's the rainbow. And I hope you enjoyed the video.